your reading.
It's become your reading. So, a reading from the book of the prophet Isaiah.
Thus says the Lord, just as from the heavens the rain and snow come down, and do not return there until they have watered the earth, making it fertile and fruitful, giving seed to the one who sows, and bread to the one who eats, so shall my word be that goes forth from my mouth. My word shall not return to me void, but shall do my will, achieving the end for which I sent it. The word of the Lord.
Thanks be to God.
I love that.
I know, isn't that beautiful? It's so God's word. You know, it's compared to the rain and the snow. It's waters the crops. It takes, you know, it gives them what they need so they can flourish and grow. And the other aspect here is that God's word is fruitful. You know, when he sends out his word, it's not going to return to him void, but it's going to do his will. So you can see that, you know, the sovereign nature of God also. And so God graciously provides for all the plants. He provides for all the animals. He provides for us so that we can grow. And so we see this and so this was 8th century BC, during the Babylonian exile is when this reading took place. And we're going to see some, you know, common, there's going to be a farming references throughout these. And so it's kind of nice. It's raining pretty hard outside, or it was.
It's a good thing that Ann and Joe are here.
Yeah, there you go. So you guys can help out with the, you know, you got the gospel reading. So, okay, responsorial psalm.
Psalm 65. The seed that falls on good ground will yield a fruitful harvest.
The seed that falls on good ground will yield a fruitful harvest.
You have visited the land and watered it. Greatly have you enriched it. God's water courses are filled. You have prepared the grain.
The seed that falls on good ground will yield a fruitful harvest.
Thus have you prepared the land, drenching its furrows, breaking up its clods, softening it with showers, blessing its yield.
The seed that falls on good ground will yield a fruitful harvest.
You have crowned the year with your bounty, and your paths overflow with a rich harvest. The untilled meadows overflow with it, and rejoicing close the hills.
The seed that falls on good ground will yield a fruitful harvest.
The fields are garmented with flax, and the valleys blanketed with grain. They shout and sing for joy.
The seed that falls on good ground will yield a fruitful harvest. So this psalm is a song of praise and thanksgiving, and so there's a lot of farming references here. So when you guys are working the ground, it's pretty important. It talks about breaking up the clods. So you break it up so you get the loose. And so really what you're doing is you're getting the soil so there's enough air and water, and it's free of, you know, rocks and that kind of stuff, so that when you plant the seed, it'll grow properly. If it doesn't have the right combination, I mean, so that's where we're going to get into the parable, you know, the parable in the gospel about, you know, rocky ground, or and I had this happen actually on a project this week where somebody kind of drove all over. They compacted my work. They were driving up and down on it, and then they thought it would be sufficient to just, when the ground's as hard as a rock, they thought, oh, I'll just throw some seed on it and it's going to grow. And so I told them the parable about the seed on the rocky ground, and the inspectors thought it was funny, and they said, yeah, you got to make this right. So, but I mean, it's true. I mean, it's not going to, so what'll happen is, I mean, if it does germinate, when it gets super hot out, it just burns up. If it germinates at all, because the birds might come around. I mean, it's easier you know, and pick it out. They're always flocking around and eating it. And it doesn't have, so soil is actually a combination of organic matter, inorganic matter, air. There's actually, you need air. If it's too compacted, it won't grow. Exactly. You want to have all the right humus, and you know, and that's where the organic matter is. And that's actually part of the problem what I noticed is when they would spray anhydrous ammonia, there wouldn't be any worms. You know, when my neighbors would spray, there wouldn't be one worm in the entire whole, you know, area, because it just kills every worm.
You need worms though.
What's that? Yeah, you want worms. The worm poop. Actually, you can sell worm poop for a pretty impressive price.
For fishing or for farming?
No, just for they use it as part of gardening. They actually bag it up and they use it. Because I've actually, there's a place in Pontiac that has sells worm castings. You know, and we've actually gotten it bulk by the semi-load and brought it in and mixed it up for planting around trees. Hello. So you guys learned a little bit. So this is the background on the agriculture of all the things you didn't know about for that. But when you look at it, it takes a lot of work, and every farmer knows. They go back, you know, they're trying to get the conditions as optimal as possible so that once they plant, and it mentions here the watering, you know, if you don't have, for grass to grow, it takes temperature and moisture. So the moisture we can often control as long as you have, you know, water available and stuff. But the temperature is kind of in God's control also. And then also there's predators, you know, birds and skunks and everything else that'll tear up your stuff, and raccoons or rabbits. So,
Stupid people.
yep. So let's get into the second reading from Romans.
I'll read it.
Okay.
A reading from the letter of St. Paul to the Romans. Brothers and sisters, I consider that sufferings of this present time are nothing compared with the glory to be revealed for us. For creation awaits with eager expectations and the revelation